Hello everyone, this is Introvert Shy Guy and welcome to my gameplay of Super Luigi Galaxy. So this is basically the next day that I'm playing. I have still some stuff to talk about, but this time I want to talk about just something personal. I would say that I just want to just mention about just to talk about more in detail of what's going on and what's going to happen maybe in the future. So that's what I want to do right now. So yeah, anyway, today is January the 25th. I'm hoping I said that correct because my phone is on the other side. I forgot to bring my phone next to me while I start playing, but to be honest, it's not a big deal really because I could still look at my laptop and determine how much time is recording. But just this time I kind of forgot, so I'm hoping I didn't really butcher up the date, but I think it's the 25th today. So if it's not, obviously I'd write it in the description with the actual datas. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, anyway, so what I just want to talk about is, as you guys know, I'm still doing some classes. Although this time I'm mainly doing mostly. I mean, I have a couple classes, but the one thing I'm mainly focusing on is just this one class that's related to electrical engineering. But then once I finish it, I'm gonna withdraw from Johnson and Wales and basically transfer to the University of the state of Rhode Island, basically, which is a lot farther away compared to where I live right now. But I mean, from what I gathered, the drive from where I live to there is about the same. Almost the same drive as I do going to Tampa, but I feel like this time I might feel a little bit faster, not as slow, because I just have to. Oh, no comment. Okay, I have to do that again. I was just gonna say that it's mainly just you have to take just this one big highway road basically, and then you're pretty much there to the university. Whereas unlike say compared to where I used to live, in my parents' house all the way. And going all the way to Tampa would take a lot longer because you have to go through traffic to where I live and then go on the highway bridge that leads to University of Tampa. So it's a lot longer from my parents' house to Tampa than it is from where I live. I mean, it's still pretty long, but I feel like it's doable. So I basically just wasted 40 star bits for this. But that's okay. I mean, I can get more. I mean, I have a feeling. Okay, now there's fucking comments. Okay. One in the garden. There's another at the garden? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Because I remember I did one of the garden. It's that haunted boo thing. Bedroom, engine room, and fountain. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, you know what? I want to just do the fountain one. I know it's the one with the Battle Rock Galaxy Challenge, but I feel like I want to do a hard one at the moment. And if I don't do well in it, then I'll just move on to the next one. So yeah, I'm really feeling it as of right now. I said I'm really feeling it the quote from Shulk, but that's kind of how I am right now with wanting to do this level. Anyway, so yeah, I am still doing that class, but I will transfer to that new university. And I told my parents about this, and they're also okay with it. So yeah, so it is on, and I'm thinking of starting the registration process sometime in February, I would say. Yeah, I'll start doing that, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get accepted to it because I have good grades and everything. I mean, they're not the best, but I did the classes and everything, and none of them are below a D, so I'm pretty sure I think I'll get the spot, I would say. We'll see what happens, but yeah. So that's happening. What else? And the thing is that I want to talk about is. Yeah, so obviously I'm in this one predicament where there might be a possibility where my dream of becoming a scientist might not happen because if I go to transfer to that university and I'm still not good at certain subjects and stuff, well then that's gonna be a sign that I guess my career in science is probably not gonna happen, which you may think it might be kind of sad, but the thing is though is that it's just that now I feel like I have other options that I could do that would still give me joy in this life, and I could still serve humanity. Where unlike say, what I thought I would have to do with being a scientist, and I want to go into detail with that. Oh, come on, yeah, be in a perfect life. So yeah, don't stand around always. Come on, yeah. So. Come on, got it. Okay, fuck, this is the hard one. Okay, hang on. Yes. So far, so good. Alright. Uh-huh. Yes. I'm here. Another jump. Ah! Oh, no, no, no! Hang on, hang on. Fuck. Come on, can I? Oh, I'm standing on it. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah. Hang on. Let me see if I can do it. Let me see if I can do it. Come on. Ah, shit. Okay. Wait. I'll just kill myself. That one's actually pretty good, I would say. I mean, obviously, I still missed it. Is he gonna turn into a skeleton? Yeah, he turned into a skeleton. That's so funny. I also remember the first trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It was Mario and a skeleton, like the Bowser painted a Mario skeleton picture, and it basically is kind of a reference to. It is a reference to Super Mario Galaxy, where Mario turns into a skeleton. By the way, I am aware that the second trailer for the Mario movie came out. I have not watched it yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I figure I just make a gameplay first, and then I'll take a look at it, basically. But yeah. So anyway, so what I was saying, yeah. So the thing is, though, is that if you would have told me back then, in high school, that I would not be a scientist because of how hard some of the subjects are, I would have honestly been very, very, very devastated, really, because I was dead set on this is what I want to do in my life and everything. And the fact that if there's a possibility that wasn't going to happen, that I would have been really, really depressed. But the thing is, though, is that here's the thing. Obviously, you guys are probably getting what I'm trying to say, is that now with the prospect of how politics is right now in the United States, and I'm talking about right now in the United States, unlike say back in the 90s or 80s or even early 2000s, where I thought me being a politician would never be a possibility because of the certain let's just say aspects or something, or I don't know how I would say, but the certain oh my god, this is. Okay, this one, so yeah, I am doing good in it, but the problem is that, you really have to do, a backflip jump in order to get that. It's not enough just to do a, I'm just trying to kill myself, basically. So I was trying to say is, what I was trying to say, there's certain, nowadays, there's certain, expectations that a politician should act how it was back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Now it does not apply. Those kinds of rules that happened back then. Now that doesn't really apply to that nowadays. You could throw all these certain rules or behaviors that a politician should act in the United States. Now you could throw them out the window, because basically ever since Trump was elected, it kind of gave this prospect or this opportunity that I sense that maybe someone like me can be elected, not just as president, but as a city councilor, house member, that kind of thing. I mean, mainly for me, it would be city councilor, then mayor, and then governor. I don't want to do national politics, because I feel if you're just gonna do nationally, it would mainly feel just screaming at the wall, basically, considering how corrupt everything is. Fuck, I'm gonna have to kill myself here again. I still am gonna keep on doing this, man, because that one. Look at Luigi's skeleton, Jesus, spooky, scary skeleton. I love that, man. Anyway, so yeah, certain so me realizing that, it kind of gave me this sense that maybe I could be elected a politician, actually, not just a scientist, I would say. Now, of course, I'm still dead set on being a scientist, of course, because even though I say I want to be a politician, the chances are of me being elected are not that high, especially considering that I'm gonna be running as an independent and not in a political party. So obviously the challenge is gonna be much greater compared to those that sign up for a political party. Cause yeah, I'm not gonna sell out my beliefs. I am dead set on being the politician that I want to be. Fuck, this slowed me down. So come on, grab those. Ah, fuck. Okay. Is there? Yes. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So this one I could do a spin jump, mainly because that coin is not too high, but the other one is. don't know why I did that. It's basically like a waste of time right there. But... oh, come on. Oh my god. Yes. Okay, hang on. Oh, are you serious? Wait. Okay, can I just... yeah, I'm just trying to align myself because I'm right now standing on the front. Oh, fuck. Hang on. I can still do the backflip, I just gotta be very far from it. Okay, hang on. Yeah, so, like, these certain, like, yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so obviously the challenge is gonna be much harder for me, and I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, so of course I'm still gonna try to pursue my degree in electrical engineering. Excuse me, but this time I'll try doing it at a different university, like, hopefully maybe some of the classes might be easier. Now, bear in mind, it's gonna be electrical, not electronics, so of course there's gonna be some other classes I'm gonna have to take. I looked it up. I think University of the State of Rhode Island, I think you have to take Physics 3, so before I was just Physics 2, but now I have to take Physics 3, and I'm gonna have to kill myself again, fuck. So yeah, obviously I'm gonna have to try doing that, but yeah, it's to be expected, because it is electrical, not electronics. There is no electronics, by the way, and to be fair, I want to do electrical, because like electronics is more like, it's more like small scale, and I want to go for the real thing, you know. So yeah, so I still want to do that, but the thing is though is that like the reason why I'm not like too sad about it, unlike say if you would have told me that like a long time ago, is mainly because I kind of discovered something that mainly like my main like drive in this life, or like what I want in this life, is to basically feel like this otherworldly experience, basically. Like, it's just something that I would never feel if I was, like, just an average civilian kind of thing. Like, I want to feel, like, this, like I said, this otherworldly experience. Hence why, like, you know, when I said when I was little, I always fantasized about leaving this world and, like, entering this like, fantasy, like, magical world kind of thing, you know. And that was, like, my dream, like, back then. This is what I wanted when I was little and everything, and obviously that thing was not gonna happen because like I live in this world, the judgment realm, basically. So obviously those certain like feelings that I desire was not going to come to fruition like any time from when I was little. But of course, like I said, it was just fantasy, or mainly like just what I was dreaming. But now that I realize that like there is a way in this life that I could, okay, that's the... okay, that... yes! Got it. See, I told you I could do it. I'm just... you know. But yeah, but obviously I had this feeling that I was like, yeah, this could be done. Hey, very nice. Okay, let's see if I can, get the other star bits. How many we got? Okay, 40. We basically got our star bits back from when we spent it on that Hungry Luma. That's pretty nice. Yeah, so... I wanted to feel this otherworldly experience, and honestly, now I'm finding out that like being a politician also would give me that feeling. If I do well in it, obviously if I do crap at it, like, you know, then yeah, that's not gonna give it to me. But I am committed that obviously I will never bow down to corruption. I would never sell it to my beliefs. I'll never become an AOC. Basically, I will be true to who I am, as I've been saying in these gameplay videos. What you see in these videos is what I hope you would get if I ever go into elected office, basically. So, you know, yeah, so that kind of thing would give me the same feeling, the otherworldly experience, as being a scientist. But the thing is that, like, I did not thought about it growing up in high school, because I basically thought to myself that, like, oh, I'd never, like, be a politician. Like, I thought I'd have to be like an Obama, basically, in order to go into elected office, you know, like, you know how Obama is and everything. Obviously, like, I could never match to how he is and stuff, but like I said, ever since Trump was elected, that literally, like, just shifted the entire ball game, basically. Now, it's like, I feel like I'm in a new, like, era where being a politician might be a lot easier for me than it was back then. Another thing that I also have an advantage of is that, obviously, like, if I was running for political office, I would need, like, donations and stuff in order to for campaigning and everything. But the thing is, though, is that, like, other stuff like say like paying for my insurance, my car insurance, housing, everything, like all my like needs that I need to basically keep paying for, my parents would simply just do that basically, because like, and therefore like I could like mainly focus on all 100% of my time to the campaign, whereas like everything else that like would not need focus on would be taken care of basically, you know what I'm saying? That because like that's one advantage of, because the main reason why not a lot of people go into politics, because it's an expensive like thing, you know, like not a lot of people have time to like take off time from their job and like, you know, then do campaigning and stuff. Not a lot of people do that. Usually those that kind of do are like mainly those that are chosen by political organizations and everything, and hence they like do provides financial support to these individuals basically. And obviously I'm never gonna go like follow whatever orders these political parties like give me, so I'm gonna be running independent. So of course I'm gonna be an only guy, you know. So but the thing is though is that like my needs would already be met from like my parents, like, you know, from them supporting me. So of course then all I need to do is just basically just campaign, focus on like getting some donations, like, you know, talking to people, that kind of thing. And maybe hopefully also get some allies. Maybe there'd be some people or civilians that would help me along the way if they like what I'm saying and stuff. So that's another thing that I could do, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like the options now are like for being a politician is like far better than it was back then. So that kind of like puts me at ease, I would say, because like before I thought like being a scientist was the only option for me, but now there is a second option if that doesn't work out. And as I've said, like I'm still dead set on committed to getting my degree in electrical engineering. But if say such a thing does not happen, and then basically that means my career in science is basically over, I would say. Like at this rate, like from what would happen, that basically means that like, you know, I would just say that yeah, I try my best, but apparently I just do not have that special brain, I would say, that is able to, you know, be a scientist. Like at this point, like purple coins in the desert. At this point, I basically say that maybe I am very intelligent in math and science, but I guess mainly in a college level, I would say, or like a freshman college. But other than that, like maybe it's just like not that big, I would say, you know. Anyway, is there a timer? Oh, sweet. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just save that for when I'm going to talk about Syria, because, like, I do want to save some levels where, like, you know, for the important stuff, and this one's kind of, like, would be important. And also good to, like I said, because it's definitely going to be a long conversation, so I want to save that, you know. So, yeah, I'll do something else. Anyway, so, so I'll just conclude that I just do not have the know-it-all, I would say, in order to like succeed in being a scientist. And you know, as sad as it may be, I'd accept that. Like as a matter of fact, I remember when I mailed my science teacher way back in 2014 about like how I wanted to be a scientist and everything, being inspired. I did say that like I know that the possibility of me like, you know, being a successful scientist, because I wanted to be like an Albert Einstein kind of figure, I would say. And I basically say to him that like I know this prospect may be very slim, but I just want to like just do it knowing that I've tried, basically. So that's kind of how I left it off. And the same could apply also me trying to get the degree, like trying to do this to be successful in this field. But like I said, if it doesn't happen, then well, it doesn't happen, basically. Of course, I'm aware it was mainly like for being a scientist, not like getting the college degree. But it was like I was expecting I'd get the degree in being a scientist and be a scientist and everything. But I'd basically be a scientist, but I wouldn't be like very well known. Like I wouldn't make any great discoveries. So I'd basically be like your typical like research guy that like maybe publishes an article here and there, but that's about it. Nothing very spectacular, basically. But that's what I was kind of hoping, like, or what I thought might like would be happening. Like I would not expect that I would never like be in the field of science basically at all. So you know, there's that. But still, like I said, you know, I like, you know, the thing I said about like me if I were to, you know, not be a scientist and everything. But at least I know that I've tried. It also would apply to what would happen there, even if it is technically not what I actually meant. But still, like I said, you know, this is life, basically. Like shit happens, and like, you know, mean, at the very least, like, you know, I still have, like, my mind is still, like, you know, good, I would say. Like, I'm not in utter, I wouldn't be in utter devastation, unlike, say, back then that I thought would happen. Because, like, now that I know that there is another option out there, it kind of cheers me up a bit, basically. So, yeah, that kind of thing. And I guess the only thing I'd mention, though, is that, like, so... Oh, wait, fuck, there's one here. Okay. Okay. This is another level I could have saved for when I talked about Syria, but this is kind of a timer kind of thing, and I feel like that might be difficult to do. I don't know, so that's kind of why I'm doing it. Okay, hang on. Yeah. So, what else? You should have 70 coins, yes. That's a nice B. It actually tells me what the amount that I need to have. Okay, alright. Hang on. Wait. Alright. Oh, I thought it'd be B Luigi, you know? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take my time with this. We're very, yeah. Actually, I should very much take my time because, like, you know, now that I have, like, so many coins. I mean, not too slow, of course, but yeah, you get the idea. Also, there's, like, cloud stuff here and there. It makes me think you have to be B Luigi. Oh, okay, hang on. I don't want to step on that, so I have to... Oh, fuck, come on. Oh my god. Fuck. Damn. Okay. Gotta get those. This is a very narrow thing. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, so just here. That's good. Did you get... I don't know if he said 90, but... Yeah, we have plenty of time. Yeah, so obviously, like, this option about now being a scientist is kind of reality. Like, I mean, being a politician might be a reality. Like, that's kind of why I'm, you know, not too devastated about that. So, I guess I would tell you guys, okay, so then what would happen if I don't, you know... Oh, shit. Yeah, so what would happen if I don't, you know, succeed in getting the electrical engineering degree? I'm actually thinking that instead of withdrawing from the University of the State of Rhode Island, I'd basically maybe change my major, probably just get a master's and PhD in political science, mainly because, like, I don't know, I kind of like to know what it feels like to get a very, very high, like, graduate degree kind of thing, even if it is in a subject that is, I mean, technically it's not that bad, but it's not that great either. It's not a STEM degree, basically, but in all honesty, though, I consider a political science degree, like, far higher than, like, say, a sociology or a philosophy degree. So I'd say to you guys, if you guys want to, like, have an easy degree to work on that is, like I said, not too hard, but still kind of beneficial in the job field. I say kind of beneficial because it's not entirely. Get a political science degree because, like, there are some stuff like critical thinking moments that you have to do in that field, and also you do have to work with analyzing data and all that. So it is kind of useful in the job prospects. So yeah, if you do want to have a degree that's, like, kind of easy to work on and stuff, then obviously political science is definitely, like, the easiest, I'd say. In my opinion, easier than biology because, like, you know, I did biology, and I mean, I don't know, I guess I could have done it, but I just did not have the passion for it. That's why I'm kind of, like, done with the whole, like, oh, just work on biology at Johnson & Wales. Yeah, now that's, like, not happening. I don't have the energy to do biology. So, of course, once I don't do well in electrical engineering, I'm not going to do biology at the other university. So, yeah, there you go. But political science, I mean, it's still very hard work to do. One of the writing subjects, of course, like, that kind of varies between college to college. I had to write a 10-page essay and stuff, so, you know, there is a lot of writing involved in order to get... I mean, it's not just political science, but it's like any college degree whatsoever. So it is hard work, but as I've said, if you do, like, you know, it is the easiest that you could do it. If you manage to do that, then, like, actually, that's great, really, you know? And also, of course, like, you know... If you want to be a lawyer or something, obviously you do political science, it's, like, easy to do, and then, like, you go for Juris Doctorate later, and then that also works, that kind of thing. But as for me, like, I don't want to be a lawyer and stuff. I just want to, like, you know, mainly if need be, just get a PhD in political science. Obviously, that's not really that's not really going to raise my chances to being elected, but you know, it's nice to have. I would say, if I were to be elected president, I'd be the second president to actually have a doctorate degree, and then the second president, basically on league on the same field as Woodrow Wilson, because he's the only president that had a PhD in political science. So there'd be now 2 presidents that have that. It'd be pretty funny if that were the case, but you know, if that ever happens. But you get what I'm saying. So yeah, so I could do that and everything. But here's the thing, though: if I'm gonna start doing just politics, I would say as my study instead, and like give up on the other stuff, then basically I will then prepare to move out of this apartment and buy myself a house, because here's the thing, though, because the reason why I'm like, you know, I'm mainly here is mainly like just to be close to mainly just I won't say where I live because I don't want to get doxxed, but mainly because like I'm working on a sciencey degree, so hence like, you know, me staying in this area that I am is like not really that important. But the thing is that if once I'm gonna do masters or PhD in political science, because now it's gonna be politics, like obviously job prospects like for anything particular would be kind of low to begin with, so there is no need for me to stay here, I would say, and just basically like what it all boils down to is that basically I'd still do my studies and masters and PhD, but the thing is that I'd basically move to a community where I'd feel comfortable with campaigning for city councilor, basically. And if there was like ever a time where I feel like I want to do politics even while I'm still in college, and I just do a campaign and somehow I get elected, then like, you know, that'd be fantastic. Then like, you know, then, you know, because I would then have a house like in the area that is going to be my community, where I would be able to like do a political campaign there. Because obviously where I live right now, it's actually pretty good, but honestly it's not where I would start for my politics. I feel like it'd be a lot harder to do here than it is like in my ideal area that I want to live in, basically. So yeah, so that's another thing that would happen if I do like stop the whole like being a scientist kind of thing, then I'm basically gonna straight up just go out and buy a house, basically. And I'll see if my parents like would support that. I think they might, and especially I'd also tell them the main reason. Also, like I still do my degree in like masters or PhD there, but the thing is though is that like it's also because I want to be in this one new community. So then if I ever feel like doing politics, then it'd be like I could be able to do it there, because now I have a house there that I could do it, because obviously I live in another area. And also another bonus points for that is also that new house that I'd have would be much closer to the University of Rhode Island than the place that I live in right now. So that's another reason. Okay, maybe this will be my last one, I guess. So yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen. I'm gonna, if it ever comes down to it, I will definitely buy my own house, and it'd be a very big milestone for me, because like, I mean, obviously I won't say how much my like what my parents are making and stuff, but obviously I think you guys know that I'm kind of well off, I would say. So the fact that I'd have the opportunity to like have my own place and everything is kind of a big deal, and I'd be extremely grateful to my parents if they... Oh, it's another one of those. Okay, and we'll save that for later. I'd be extremely grateful to my parents, basically, if they were to do something like that. You know, no joke, if they were to do it after all said and done, all my furniture is there and stuff, I'm definitely going to be like, just text my parents, like just a big long text being like, you know, thank you so much, I'm, you know, eternally grateful and all that, like, you know, because like I said, like, you know, having a house, especially in this economy, a big fucking deal, basically. So, you know, I will not like put that to waste, basically, for what my parents done for me, basically. So yeah. So what else? I'm just... Oh yeah, I gotta look at the screen. Gotta know which ones are available. Let's see. Okay, we've been to the garden. It's the one I'll save later. Bedroom. Engine room. Alright, fuck it. We'll do this little Luigi thing, see if we could do it, and if not, then, you know, we'll call it as usual. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. yeah, so I'll get my own house. And what is my house going to be like? Obviously, it's not going to be too fancy, I would say. I want to live in an area. Obviously, I don't want to live in an upper class area because I feel like, because you know how I am in this video and stuff, obviously left wing libertarian. I feel like what my message would be preaching would fall on deaf ears. So I'd rather live in a community where I feel like, you know, is obviously a good, clean community, but maybe has some people there that would listen to my message, basically. So that's what I'm hoping for, you know. If I'm able to do that. Okay, engine room, that's where I need to go. Yeah, so, yeah, do that and also get myself a house. Whether it be I think it's definitely going to be a house that's already built. Because, you know, like my parents, when they got their first house, they had to build it in this new neighborhood. And then they got a second house that they also had to, you know, manually build. And, like, they were able to customize it and stuff. Because the first house that they kind of got that was being built, that was already, like, pre-planned kind of design kind of thing, make it look similar to all the other houses, you know, whereas the second house that they got, they basically, like, you know, did it according to their taste, so it came out very nice. But as for me, I think most likely I do want a house that's like kind of new, like mainly built in like mid 2000s or the 2010s, I would say. But yeah, but I wouldn't like expect to get a house that's like, you know, gonna be like built up from scratch. Basically, it'd be pretty cool if that were the case, but I don't think so. I'm mainly satisfied with just getting a house that's like already built, basically. Yeah, so get that. It had to be a 2-story house mainly because, like, say flooding is an issue, I could like basically be in the second floor then. But also 2 stories because, like, I do like 2-story houses, gives more space and stuff. Also another reason, also 2 stories. I mean, even a 1-story can have a guest bedroom, really, because I've been to my uncle's house, which has a guest bedroom, even though it's a 1-story house. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, 2 stories, and mainly for more space. But also now it gets to the point where I do want to have a house that has a second bedroom, a guest room, really. And it's not only just because, like, say if I have guests or maybe family members staying over, but also another thing is, like, this one's very important, basically. And it's like, you know, if there comes if there was a time where I actually become, like, you know, old and stuff, and then I would have to spend some time at a retirement home, basically, I would, okay, yeah, I would basically then be able to, oh shit, okay, oh my god. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to skip those bunch. Okay, yeah, gonna have to do it this way. Just, yeah, I was just taking a short break. Okay. Yeah, so basically, if I were to have a spare bedroom, like, say if I were to become old, I'd basically be able to hire a servant or something that would basically be able to, my house would be their second home, but the point is that they'd be able to, like, live and, like, stay with me, basically, even during the night. So say if I have some sort of unfortunate, like, you know, complications, that person would be able to, like, you know, help me, basically. Because, like, obviously there are times where, like, you know, when you're old, you'd like fall down, you'd never give up. And actually I should know because my grandfather, sometimes he would unfortunately, like, fall out of bed, and he would never be able to get up, basically. So of course that's definitely a possibility, and, you know, and in order to avoid that, I would have to have someone to take care of me, because I do not want to spend my entire life in an old folks home. So of course I like, you know, with the resources that my parents have, I'd be able to, you know, basically have, like, you know, someone to take care of me, basically. Oh shit. Okay. Oh my god, I need three more. Okay, got it. And now I just have to get back. Oh my god, please. Alright, got it. Ah, man, that was close. Let's read the sign, fuck it. Grab 100 of the purple coins. Imagine if I fall down because of the Luigi slide. But no, I was right in front of it. I knew that would happen, so that's why I was very confident. So, okay, there you go. I completed it. Alright, what else? Yeah, so I do not want to live in an old folks' home. I prefer to live in my own home for the rest of my life. So, and thankfully, because I have the resources, I'd be able to hire someone that would be able to do it. And also, as a matter of fact, I kind of learned from my parents. They basically said that, like, there is another way. You don't have to hire, like, a servant, basically. Like, there's this, like, procedure that, like, where you could have this, like, healthcare program where you'd have, like, a bunch of people, like, coming into your house. Like, one of them leaves, and then another one comes in. One of them leaves, and another one comes in. You don't have to have one person, like, stay there, like, all throughout, basically. So, yeah, that's actually another option, basically. Like, have one person, they would stay with me in the morning, then the other person stays with me for the entire afternoon, then another person then stays with me for the entire evening, kind of thing. And, yeah, that is a possibility. So, but, yeah, but of course, like, you know, that's also a possibility, but all in all, of course, I want to have a second bedroom, mainly because, like, I do want to have another person that would stay with me and take care of me once I'm very, very old, basically. So yeah, that's what would happen. I would get myself my own house, and that's where I would live for the rest of my life, basically, or until I maybe find some other house that's better. But you know, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen, or what might happen, basically. Just thought I'd tell you guys, like, my like certain prospects in this life if whatever happens. I still have some stuff that I want to do in my head, obviously, like, so not everything is all doom and gloom for me, so I am basically prepared, I would say. So yeah, that's basically about it. I will next, I think the next SLG part will definitely talk about Syria and just how it's doing and everything, just from my perspective, basically, like, tell you guys what's happening, and you know. And then after that, I basically play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So yeah, look forward to it. Look forward to that. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next gameplay series. Alright, bye everyone.